Welcome to the Digital Marketing for Business Owners podcast with Mike Nkube. Learn about the latest in digital marketing and social media, plus tips, tutorials and techniques to help you grow your business. And now, here's your host, Mike Nkube.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me. In this episode, I'll be talking about the key reasons why people return to a website. Now, as a business owner, one of your goals or objectives is to bring qualified visitors to your website who are going to purchase or show some interest in your products and services. Now, that's all good, and it usually turns out that the more visitors you get, the more profitable your business will be. Now, the difficult part of online marketing is actually getting people to return more often and to engage with your website and to either purchase more or just do whatever other actions that you have on your website, like downloading white papers and so on, and interacting with different features on your website. Now, visitor retention is something that many websites find hard to do, and it's simply because many websites or landing pages are not targeted to the people who are actually reaching the site. So some websites do rank high in the search engines, but when you get to the landing pages, it doesn't really provide all the needs or the wants that visitors actually are looking for. So it's important to not just to get visitors, but to ensure that they're coming back. And whatever industry you're in, whether it's business to consumer and you're selling clothing or you offer a service and so on, it's always a good idea to include visitor retention as part of your digital marketing strategy. Now, I'm going to list some of the key reasons here, and the first one is quite an obvious one, and quality website content is the sort of number one reasons why people return. And generally, by quality website content, we are talking of content that is targeted and relevant to the audience. And a lot of research shows that this is one of the reasons people return to read and interact with website content. So it doesn't matter what type of content it is, whether it's blog posts or articles or content that you need to download to gain access to, like white papers or case studies and infographics. And whatever industry you're in, it's important that that content is the content is of a high quality and it is relevant to the people that you're targeting. So try not to make it such that you're targeting everyone with your content. It should be targeted to a specific audience that you know will benefit from whatever you have to say or whatever you have to offer. Another reason why people return to your website is ease of use. If a website is difficult to navigate or to access, people are unlikely to return a second time. In fact, when they get to the website, they're just likely to bounce off and never come back. And when they see your website being advertised somewhere else, they're likely not to click through and come through to it again. So the site itself should be easy to use, and that includes how it's actually accessed on different devices like smartphones, tablets, and desktop and so on. The site should be responsive, especially for mobiles, and make it easy for people to navigate through the tabs, through the links and the pages and so on. Nothing should be hidden, and most of the important things should be above the fold, especially considering how a lot of mobile screens are small and so on. So that should be very visible for your audience. And you should have consistency across all pages, and make sure that actually helps people to spend less time figuring out how to navigate the pages of your website. So navigation definitely is important, and a lot of testing will help you to arrive at a website structure that is sort of targeted at the specific audiences. Another thing you can do is look at your competitors and just see how their sites are structured, and then look at their engagement metrics on social media, and using tools like alexa.com you can see what their bounce rate, average time on site is, and how many visitors in general they have. That will give you an indication of how effective their websites are, and if they're easy to use. I mean, you could just test them out yourself and just go to your competitor's website and carry out some tasks and see how easy it is for you to search, to find the products that you need, how many levels deep the structure is, and so on. And look at 2 or 3 competitors, then possibly even ask somebody else to look at your competitor's sites and look at yours and compare and score it on those various features and so on, just to see how effective it is. Another thing you can do is just carry out a simple usability test. So if you have somebody who is sort of in your target audience, you can get them to do certain tasks on your website and see how easy that is for your visitors to complete, how quickly they complete it. And then with that, you can send all that information to your web developers, and they will update it according to your findings. So website usability is important, and it will help people to gain that confidence in your website and build that trust that is very important in winning customers. It's often very important. It's often very difficult to get people to arrive to your website the first time, and sometimes it's very expensive, especially if you're using channels like pay-per-click advertising. So it's important to always retain those people and get them to come back, and that will just make your business more profitable in the long run. The other key reason why people return to your website is that it's quick to load, and this one is very important because various tests show that quick loading websites are the most frequently used and the highest in customers' mind when it comes to shopping. So basically anything below 4 or 5 seconds of load is pretty quick, and that is what you should be aiming for all your pages. And you can use a tool like Google Developer Page Speed Insights. You can search for that on Google. It's the Developer Page Speed Insights tool, and it just shows you how fast your site is at loading, and then it shows you the reasons why it's slow, or it's or how it can be improved. So it will show you page speed, including browser caching, compressing resources, and eliminating render blocking JavaScript and CSS to help it to load faster. It's generally the case that as you update your content and add more content, your site will start getting loaded with a lot of content and so on, and that sort of slows it down. So you want to speed that up and make sure it's quick both on mobile devices and on desktop, because people aren't going to wait around for your website to load. They will easily just go to your competitors, and your competitors are only a click or 2 away. Another reason is why people return to website is that they're frequently updated, and no one wants to come back to a stale website that has got the same content that they saw months ago. So one way of getting fresh new content is having a blog and updating it regularly. That gives people the confidence that the next time they come back to your site, they're going to find something of a high quality and that is good for them to catch up on and read news or whatever is of interest in your industry. And even if it's products, you can blog about them and get people to comment and so on. And as that community continues to grow, you find that your visitor retention rate just starts shooting through the roof. So it's important to update your content regularly, and not just blog posts, even the website content. Your business will change over time, and you will want to make sure whatever is happening in your business is showing on your website. If you've got new staff, or you've released new products or services, you've updated your products or services, you've moved premises and so on, it's important to update that regularly and not just do it once a year or once in a while. So just make sure it's always up to date. And the other benefit of updating regularly is that it leads to search engine robots coming back to your site more often to index your pages. So that's a big benefit, and that's one of the reasons that Google ranks sites that are updated regularly at the top, because it sees those sites as being more relevant, especially because they are keeping their content fresh and people are coming back to see it, and they're not just bouncing off and going off to other websites and so on. Now, another reason is having incentives and coupons. Now, that would usually be important for e-commerce websites or sites that allow transactions. And, coupons are very effective at getting people to purchase, even if they've just come to browse. If they can see an offer or, some money off discount, they're likely to purchase and to tell others and to come back regularly to purchase from your business. So including especially a page with coupons and vouchers and so on that they can download and then purchase whatever products that you have on your site, that will really help to increase customer loyalty. And we know that a lot of online shoppers are only loyal to brands that offer discounts and coupons and so on, and they will easily shop around if they can't get that from your website. So if at all possible, it is an effective way of getting people to come back to your website and boosting your sales. Another obvious reason why people come back to websites is favorite brands. If you sell multiple brands on your website and you happen to have those that are very popular in your target markets, your audiences will regularly come back. And for e-commerce sites, for example, it's important to test out different products that they're selling and see how people are searching on their website, what they're searching for specifically, and then maybe the most important searches, the products with the highest searches, can come up on the home page or specific prominent pages, and then just make it for people to come back to those specific pages and get what they're looking for in terms of the brands. And even the website itself, if it's a powerful brand that people can buy into, I mean, there's so many powerful online brands like eBay, Amazon, and so on. So it's not just the products that they sell, it's the experience on those websites that people are coming for, and the value that these websites promote, offer to their visitors, just makes them very popular on the web. And even smaller websites and businesses can achieve that and even have higher retention rates than the huge portals like Amazon and so on. It's all about just making sure that your offers are targeted and the experience is personalized and just gets people interested in coming back to your website and completing their sales and interacting with your brand. people also tend to come back to websites for cutting edge technology. I mean, a certain segment of customers will be interested in the latest technologies, and these are often innovators and early adopters that will return to your brand and see just what info you have on the latest tech updates and the latest maybe software and so on. I mean, if you can provide a news section on your website, that is a very effective way of getting people to return and read that content, and you can use that content to upsell or cross-sell your products and increase your sales and so on. So information is definitely power on a website. Even e-commerce websites can provide a lot of updates on the latest technology and any new releases that they have and so on, that gets people talking about the brand and creates a community around it. Another reason why people come back to return to websites is purchasing capabilities. If it's possible, it's always best to have the option on your website for people to purchase your products or services and not have to call you or visit your premises. You're likely to see an increase in sales and conversions if people can place their orders on your website and either receive delivery, or even in the case of a service, if they can book online and make payment and so on, they're likely to return to the website and remember it more and just increase your sales and so on. So those are some of the major reasons why people return to websites, and there's many others like customizable content and so on. So it's important that as you're working out your digital marketing plan, that should include all the strategies and tactics that you need to get people to come back to your site. Obviously, many of these depend on the industry that you're in. An e-commerce site will be different from a professional services site like an accountancy or solicitors and so on. So it's just understand how people sort of acquire products and services in your industry and give them those incentives to come back and to purchase from your business. So thanks for listening, and I hope you can join me on the next episode where we'll be continuing to talk about the many features and benefits that you can implement for your business in the online context.
You've been listening to Mike Nkube with the Digital Marketing for Business Owners podcast, helping you grow your business online.